Good manure.
Well, good afternoon, sports fans. It's tournament baseball here from B.A. Miller Field. The Liberty Center Tigers will host the Evergreen Vikings. Liberty Center 10-8 overall in the season, 2-5 in the NWOAL. Evergreen 8-9 overall, 4-3 in the NWOAL. And this is round one of the 2024 tournament. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, and on the call today, Snowman Jr. Oh, that's going to be permanently your name now, Snowman Jr. Yeah,
And,
well, Snowman Senior called me.
Good to be back in here. You know, we've had some weather and some cancellations and some postponements and some thises and some that's, and it's nice to be back in here at B.A. Miller Field with you guys on a beautiful Wednesday evening for tournament baseball. You know, we talk about a rematch here that we're going to get a league contest earlier in the season. You know, you had these two teams square it off, and which Evergreen was able to get that victory. But, you know, Cap, I don't know if the Tigers were at full strength in that one. I know they were maybe still trying to find an identity. They're at full strength tonight with the exception of Kreinbrink. I know he's out because of the transfer rules,
restrictions. But
I know Zyder is back in the lineup. Yeah. He's able to pitch. I mean, maybe not catching, but however, you do lose Tyler Lay with some injury there in the back end of the season. But, you know, the Tigers have faced a lot of adversity this year. They have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. So, I mean, I'm looking for this to be a really good contest.
Yeah, and we can't forget Mr. Boom Boom Bauman over here on the techie side and on the graphics. He'll be taking care of it.
Well, one of these days, also keeps us organized.
We're going to put a camera on you, so if you're not going to talk, you can at least wave or something. So the winner of this game will take on the Lake Flyers. I think that's on Friday. This week.
Lake, a very good baseball team. Lake, I believe, only 2 or 3 losses on the season. They have they are a very, very solid program. But again, getting ready to start the game here. Let's look at the lineup for the visiting Evergreen Vikings, who are going to bat first here. In the top of the first inning, leading off is going to be number 7, playing shortstop, Lane Vance. Batting second, number 5, the center fielder, Colton Robertson. Batting third, number 28, the first baseman, Blade Walker. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Bryce Bolger, and Quentin Eisel will play in left field. Batting fifth, number 1, Brady Kahneman. He will be playing third base today. Batting sixth, number 10, Corey Kahneman, who will be on the mound for the Vikings, a very solid pitcher. Batting seventh, number 2, Hunter Vakulik. He'll be playing at second base. Batting eighth, number 9, John Herdman. He'll be playing in right field. And rounding out the order for the Evergreen Vikings is number 20, Sean Rafferty, and he will be doing the catching duties for the Vikings. You know, Cap, this is a very strong lineup. They have some really, really good hitters. You know, you talk about Colton Robertson. He's a really good piece in that second spot. And then you look at the 5-6 hole, the Kahneman brothers. They've done some damage from there as well.
Yeah, and Vakulik also has come on strong towards the end of the season here. I know for some reason he got a slow start, but he's certainly come on strong for the Vikings.
Well, it's just great to see him out there in uniform. You know, he went down in the second play from scrimmage in their football season this year and ended up missing the whole season. So it's really nice to see him out there and see him in uniform. And it looks like Evergreen's at full strength right now, too. So this should be a pretty good contest. You know, Coach LaPlante has these Tigers playing a lot more gritty down the last couple weeks of the season.
Yep. All right, and the PA announcer is introducing the Vikings. We'll go over the Liberty Center Tigers here.
Batting, see if I can get my phone to cooperate here. Oh, maybe if I turned it over. Batting first, number 2, playing shortstop, Landon Cruz. Batting second, number 3, the center fielder, Aiden Talent. Batting third, number 11, the right fielder, Brooks Bainfelt. Batting fourth and doing the pitching duties tonight for the Tigers is the ace, Landon Amstutz. Batting fifth and doing the catching duties for the Tigers, Zach Weaver. Batting sixth and doing the third base duties for the Tigers is number 12, Xander Zyder. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Landon Smith. Not hitting his so he'll be hitting for Mason Smith, who'll be playing at first base. Batting eighth, number 8, the second baseman, Will Fitzenreiter. And rounding out the order for the Tigers, number 9, the left fielder, number 18, Ethan Gray. So there's the starting lineup for both of your squads here before our game tonight.
All right, we're going to take a break here for the national anthem. as we're about ready to get underway once again here from B.A. Miller Field. It's tournament action, and we'll break now for the national anthem, and we'll be back right after this.
Of our national
All right, we're ready to get underway here. Also, the Liberty Center Tigers are coached by Paul LaPlante in year number 1. And I'll tell you, Phil, I think he's made some really good adjustments in year 1. I mean, to come in with this group of seniors that have been, under the guidance of Ryan Zeider and his staff. And, and I don't know, I didn't talk detail, but, coaches don't always do the things the same way. You've coached, I've coached, so we both know that. But I think Coach LaPlante had got a good read on his players and who can do what and when. Made some great adjustments. I like the adjustment here that they make when Landon Amstutz is on the mound. Landon Cruz moves over to short, and Fitzenreiter moves into second. I like that.
Well, I think Coach Plant knows, too, that he has a lot of utility guys that can play in the infield. You talk about Landon Smith. He's a guy that can play first and third base a little bit. You talk about Mason Smith. He's a guy that's over at first tonight, started the year a little bit at third base. Heck, I mean, you even mentioned Xander Zeider started the year at catching duties. Kind of can't do that right now with not 100% healthy with the wrist, trying to keep that as healthy as you can. Now he's at third base. I think it's a great point. You mentioned Landon Cruz. With some of the injuries last year that the Tigers had, Amstutz was out a little bit last year, and Cruz had to adapt to that shortstop position. So, I mean, anywhere in the middle infield for him, he's comfortable, and I really think that Will Fitzenreiter has had an outstanding season defensively. Whenever he's been plugged in, he's done a great job out there in second base.
And wherever he's been plugged in, which is really cool. And Crimebrink, we said he's not in uniform due to transfer restrictions as he transferred, I think, from Toledo Christian, maybe, which is where Coach LaPlante came from. So there may have been some familiarity there. I don't know. But, Mason Smith moving over to first and picking up those duties. So again, between injuries and Tyler, you said Tyler Lay is out. He's banged up right now, and just the general good old OHSA rules. Coach LaPlante's made a pivot. The other big thing, Phil, is he didn't expect not to have Xander Zeider behind the plate, and Xander very solid, coachable, coaching. He's almost that other coach on the field. So, all right, we're underway here from B.A. Miller Field.
We will get we'll be official here, Cap. We'll get an official first pitch time here. It should be right about 5 o'clock. We have a little bit of wind blowing in from right, kind of straight across the diamond over towards the third base line over here. Amstutz will set for the first pitch to Lane Vance here to open up our tournament action. First pitch right at 5 o'clock. Amstutz delivers, and it's a ball on the outside part of the plate. 1-0 goes the count to Lane Vance. Vance had a pretty good season so far here for the Vikings. A good hitter in that leadoff spot, has some power, and does a nice job getting on base. Second pitch fouled straight back. 1-1 goes the count now to Vance. So Amstutz is going to go at hitters here, Cap. We know he's notorious for trying to get ahead of hitters and going at them here. So we'll see how aggressive Evergreen chooses to be on that first and second pitch, because Amstutz has a very deadly curveball. Here's the third pitch. There is that curveball.
It was almost deadly.
There's that curveball. Wasn't able to get the grip on it. Left it inside. 2-1 now goes the count to Vance.
Well, and that's very common for a curveball pitcher early on to leave it hanging on one side or the other. So we'll also our girls are in action tonight. We'll be keeping you updated on there as they take on the Oak Harbor Rockets.
Is that for the district title or to get to the
district
title?
semifinals?
To get to the district title.
Yep, and they'll take the winner of that game will take on the winner of Tenora and Swanton.
And Tenora is they
The
are
real
hot right
deal.
now. They are very, very good, and a team that lost a lot to graduation last year just seemed to find a way to reload again. And man, Skylia Zolman's had a great year for that squad. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Amstutz. Curveball missed it inside, and the count goes now.
Hit his
3-2.
shirt. That's interesting.
Well, I like the reaction from Vance. He wasn't going to move out of the way. If it was going to hit him, he was going to take his base there. So, opening batter of the game, 3-2 now the count. Here's the pitch from Amstutz. The windup, fastball, left it up. He gets a hold of it, straight out to the center fielder. Talent took a bit angle on it. It'll go over his head. He does a nice job to pick it up there. He gets it into Cruz, and Lane Vance will lead off the game with a double straight to center field. His Talent didn't get a great jump on the ball, but did a nice job to be able to run it down to hold Vance to 2 bases, and a leadoff double here for the Vikings.
Yeah, dead center, right at the 350 marker out there. One bounce to the fence. Talent looked like he had trouble picking the ball up at first.
Yeah,
got a late start.
That's a tough read, Cap.
It
That was a
is.
line drive off the bat. You never know with the wind blowing into how much that's going to knock it down.
Yep.
I'm sure that had a little bit to do with his positioning as well on the field. So we'll see what happens. Robertson now will stand in. First pitch, ground ball. Good job there by Smith. He'll toss over to Stutz, and he will be out at first base on a very, very close play. But a nice job there by Smith to go down to the knee to keep it in the infield, Cap. I think we cannot not let that go unnoticed,
Right.
but then a great job to be able to flip it. Amstutz had to make kind of a circus catch over there and find the bag. Great play for the first out.
Well, and as you said, with Smith going down on one knee, keeping that ball in the infield, that also saved a run because
Absolutely.
that would have scored.
So Blade Walker will stand in, the first baseman now for the Vikings. Amstutz will go from the windup. That one fouled off the end of the bat. So the count will go to 0-1 here now to Blade Walker, the first baseman for the Vikings. So we'll see what happens here. You can never know here with a possible squeeze bunt when the aces are on the mound, Cap. Something to pay attention to. If that runner goes here, Zeider's going to have to go with him. Here's the windup and the pitch. Amstutz, maybe a changeup or a curveball. This will be deep to left field. Ethan Gray will set under it, and this will score a run, deep enough to score a run. So a good job there on the sacrifice fly by Blade Walker. And that will be the second out of the inning. Good play there by Ethan Gray. A long out, but a good job there by Blade Walker to do the job, and that will score a run for Lane Vance, who doubled to lead off the inning for the Vikings. Nobody on here now with 2 outs in the top of the first. Standing into the plate now is number 27, Bryce Bolger. Quentin Eisel will play in left field for him. I remember Quentin. Got to coach against him, play against him a couple of times. He hits the ball hard at the left field. This one, Gray's tracking, hits the fence. He runs into the fence. This time he gets it, does a good job to be able to get it in, and another double here in the inning, this time by Bryce Bolger. And Ethan Gray took a shot there at the fence, but did a nice job to get it in. And now the Vikings with a guy on second base here with 2 outs, and Brady Kahneman, the third baseman, stepping to the plate. And he's hitting over 300 this year, Cap. So this is a big situation now here if you're the Tigers. Vikings able to get a base runner to second base now with 2 outs. Tigers got to bear down here and get an out. Amstutz the pitch. Ball hit well to right field, right at Brooks Bainfeld, who camps under it and makes the out. And I tell you, we talked a little bit about how aggressive that Evergreen was going to be on those first 2 pitches, Cap. And right now, they are jumping on everything they see that they like. And that led to that 1 run there in that inning on 2 doubles there from the Vikings.
Right, and those doubles, and even the long out, solid hits by the Vikings. And, Amstutz will make some adjustments. He'll vary a little bit of speed. He'll vary a little bit of placement. So, Phil, I'm feeling a little majestic or whatever. We may have royalty in the box with us. Mr. Randy Roberts is up here. He might be scouting us.
Making sure that we're doing a good job.
Yeah, NWAL Commissioner King. I don't know. And so a lot of royalty in the press box today.
So it'll be Corey Kahneman who will step to the mound here for the Vikings. And he will start his pitching day with the 1, 2, 3 in the order for the Tigers. And it'll be Landon Cruz, Aiden Talent, and Brooks Bainfeld. Oops. So the Tigers now will come up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Once again, it'll be Landon Cruz, Aiden Talent, and Brooks Bainfeld to lead it off for the Tigers. Cruz, I know he's been kind of moved around in the order a little bit, and Talent we've seen steady at the top of the order. So, you know, nothing hurt there if you're the Tigers. Vikings came out ready to go, swinging the bat aggressive here, Cap. You know, if you're the Tigers, you think you can do the same thing here, match that one run, and you know, no panic, a lot of game left.
Yep.
Evergreen did a nice job of being able to capitalize on that sacrifice fly. You know, we talk about that ground ball and keeping that in. Potentially could have saved a bigger inning. So
yeah, that was a big play when you look back at that to keep them to one run. Big play by Smith.
First pitch to Cruz will go inside. Ball 1. So here comes the 1-0 pitch now. There's the pitch. Fastball misses just low. 2-0 now goes the count. Cruz sitting in a good hitter's count here.
Landon Cruz's on-base percentage, .380.
Here's the pitch, 2-0, leaves it upstairs, and the count will go to 3-0 on the leadoff hitter, Landon Cruz. Wind still blowing a little right to left here, Cap, if you're seeing it from the camera. Beautiful day here for baseball. 3-0 the count to Cruz. Cruz taking all the way, fastball in there for strike 1. Count goes to 3-1 now to Cruz. The leadoff hitter for the Tigers, Aiden Talent and Brooks Bainfeld to follow. So here comes the pitch, the 3-1. Inside, and a leadoff walk for Landon Cruz. Cruz was honest. He made Kahneman deliver a strike. Kahneman unable to deliver there, and that'll give a base runner now for the Tigers. Bringing up number 3, Aiden Talent. Wouldn't be surprised maybe to see a bunt here, Cap. Cruz, small lead off at first base. Here's the throw over from Kahneman. Cruz back with no slide. Cruz got a couple of stolen bases on the season.
Well, Aiden Talent also has drawn 14 walks this season.
Jeez. Here's the first pitch to Talent. Strike in there on a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Takes the count to 0-1. Got to think this is a big situation here. If the Tigers are able to get that run back, Cruz leaned a little bit, throw over, nothing there. Back safely.
Aiden Talent also with 2 stolen bases, so he's a threat to run, too, if he gets on.
There's the pitch.
You know, they're paying a lot of attention to Landon Cruz down there. Landon Cruz with 8 stolen bases on the season, so.
So Talent squared to bunt, didn't like what he saw, pulled it back, and the pitch was called a strike anyway, so that'll take the count to 0-2. There's a throw over again to Cruz.
Yeah, and again, with 8 stolen bases, they're not going to let Cruz get too good of a jump.
You know, and this might be one of those ones where you think about going if there's a curveball in the dirt, but in an 0-2, you're either going to get that curveball in the dirt or the high fastball. There's the fastball. Talent does a great job to put it the other way. Cruz is going to go to third base. He's on the move. Here's the throw. It's in time, but he's unable to corral, and Landon Cruz is safe at third base. And an excellent piece of hitting from Aiden Talent, who hit it right where the second baseman would have been if he hadn't been at double play depth. What a great piece of hitting by Talent. Runners at the corner with nobody out.
Yeah, that was a great, took a pitch a little bit outside and just basically he took what he was given and drilled it in between the gap there. Cruz very alertly, never hesitated, looked at Coach LaPlante over there on third base and just turned the Jets on. So
the throw, it looked like it was in time, was one hop though, but Kahneman unable to get a clean glove on the hop. And now it's first and third. Bainfeld up, one of the hottest hitters in the Tiger lineup right now. Bainfeld swings a big swing at the first pitch, 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Bainfeld's been on a tear these last 7 games, batting over 500.
I was going to say, Landon Amstutz right behind him has also really picked up the batting average over the last 2 weeks. Talent with a small lead at first base. Curveball misses on the outside part of the plate. Takes the count to 1-1 to the right fielder, Brooks Bainfeld. Outfield pretty deep there to center.
549 slugging percentage.
There's the fake first to third, or third to first. Talent back in time, so good heads-up play there by Talent to get back. Like the idea there from Evergreen, maybe catch the Tigers sleeping. Still 1-1 the count to Bainfeld, the right fielder for the Tigers. Kahneman will take the sign. He sets, checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Bainfeld thought about the bunt, pulls back, and a strike is called. That'll take the count to 1-2 now on Brooks Bainfeld. Bainfeld, a good 2-strike hitter. Talent maybe going here on this situation with 2 strikes. There he goes. Fouled away there by Bainfeld. And I thought that was a good situation to run in. We'll see if Talent goes again. Maybe not back-to-back pitches, as you might get one of those outside fastballs maybe, but I like the idea there by Talent. Maybe try to move 2 guys up and maybe a hit-and-run situation even too.
You want to avoid a double play here.
Absolutely. Double play would score a run, but that one stays high and inside. 2-2 now the count to Bainfeld. A lot of situations here that you can do if you're the Tigers. Wouldn't be surprised to see Talent on the move again. Maybe another hit-and-run type-esque play here. Talent has increased the lead over there a little bit at first base. There he goes. 2-2 pitch, outside corner, missed it, and there's the throw, but cut off right away. And they say actually the pitch caught the outside corner for strike 3, and that will get Brooks Bainfeld a backwards K for the first out of the inning. But both runners still safe. Talent did a nice job there to be able to get that steal. I think he's safe with a good throw even, Cap. I think he got a really nice jump on that, but looked like Evergreen was maybe trying to bait Landon Cruz into going home. Cruz did not take the bait, and that will put runners at second and third with one of the best hitters in the league coming up.
Yep. Amstutz.
Base hit you'd think would score 2 here with the speed of Talent at second base.
322 batting average with a 462 on base percentage. So,
well, he's got to be batting almost 500 over his last few games as well.
Oh,
he had a grand slam last weekend, I believe.
On his 18th birthday.
Yeah, I think he had like 7 RBIs that day in the doubleheader action. So we'll see what happens here. First baseman creeping in really. We'll see what happens here. I don't mind the idea on the squeeze. Make Evergreen make a play here, but not sure if you want to do that with this caliber hitter up. Here he goes around, scores around, he gets it down. Here comes the play at the plate, and it's not in time. What a job there by the Tigers as Landon Amstutz gets a great bunt down. Even if the catcher comes up with that, I don't know if he's going to be able to get Cruz at the plate, as Cruz had a great jump from third base. And talk about guts. Coach LaPlante calls the bunt with Amstutz. He gets it down, and the Tigers answer and score a run.
Your guy with over 500 slugging percentage or on-base percentage, and you bunt him. That's a gutsy call, but a great execution. And, you're going to call something like that. I kind of would say, hey, Landon Amstutz is up. We can do that.
Well, you trust his bat to get the bunt down, and I think that's a big thing. But, man, after this pitch, I do want to mention something here because I thought that defensive play was fantastic by the pitcher, and I want to mention that. So here's the first pitch now to Weaver. Weaver waits on the curveball. It could be 2, bobbled, and everybody's going to be safe by the shortstop. And a run scores. That was Lane Vance. Had a play on it. Was unable to glove it cleanly. Everybody's safe. And an error on the play will score another run.
Well, what an answer by the Tigers, Phil. This is exactly what they needed to do. Evergreen hit the ball hard in that top of the first inning, and Liberty comes back and basically redeems themselves in terms of them hitting the ball very hard and very well placed. I mean, that was a very tough play. He did bobble the ball, but I'll tell you what, he made a great play to get to it.
Well, I think he just thought about stepping on second before he had the ball, and that's going to happen. You know, that was one of those, we can get two in an inning, and I totally understand
the eyeballs
that.
get big and the mitt gets small.
But good job there by Talent to score on that. And then, you know, you look at the situation here, Cap. 1 out with Xander Zeider at the plate. Third baseman's back. I mean, don't necessarily negate out another bunt here. I mean, I don't think so, but first pitch looked like a breaking ball that misses off the outside part of the plate for ball 1.
The pitcher, he's struggling with his hat, which is interesting. His hat has fallen off probably 75% of the pitches here. So,
you know, he did a nice job on that bunt. Also, he kind of slid right to his knee, gave the catcher a good throw. I think it might have been a little hot, but nevertheless, I thought he did a nice job making a play on that. He was very decisive. Well, he's going to get another chance to make a play. Here's a big hob. Zeider down the line. He gets the out at first base. So a good play there by Kahneman, who gets the out at first base, but Zeider will move him over, and a chance for Landon Smith to do some more damage here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it's nice to see Xander Zeider at the plate, swinging the bat with that broken bone in his wrist about midway through the season, wasn't it? And on that long road trip down in southern Ohio. Good to see him back.
Landon Smith will step in. Kahneman's first pitch to him, low and away for ball 1. Amstut's the runner at third. Zach Weaver, the base runner at second base for the Tigers. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, just under away from B.A. Miller Field. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. Ooh, they called that a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 goes the count to Landon Smith.
Liberty Center Lady Tigers 3, the Oak Harbor Lady Rockets 5, middle of the 6th inning here over at Springfield.
Here comes the pitch to Smith. That one misses outside. 2-1 the count. So what an answer here, Cap, for the Tigers, who gave up that 1 run and responded with the 2 spot themselves here in the bottom of the first. Smith will take the pitch. Curveball, pops it up out of play. This one's going to get out of play down the first base line. And it will take the count to 2-2. You know, the 2 mistakes that Evergreen has made here in the inning, Cap, you talk about the leadoff walk has come around to score, and then that error at second base. You know, the Tigers have done a nice job putting the ball in play, and that's really sometimes all it takes. And right here you are, the score at 2-1.
Yeah, and I'll go back to that hit by Aiden Talent. He, with Cruz on first, the second baseman was playing double play here, and Talent put it right in between the first and second baseman.
There's the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low and away, and 3-2 goes the count to Landon Smith. Will Fitzenreiter on deck for the Tigers. Some of these outside pitches look close, Cap, but not getting a lot of love on the outside, but definitely getting some on the inside corner. So here's Kahneman. He'll get the pitch. He'll set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he just fouled it away. So a good job there by Smith to stay alive.
You know, I'm watching the Evergreen pitcher, and now I'm watching the umpire behind him. He's bouncing that front foot, and he bounces the back foot about every other time. And so the field umpire is watching for the balk here.
Here's the 3-2 curveball. Missed it outside. Oh, my goodness.
Will Fitzenreiter got hit with the bat as Smith chucks it over by the dugout. Good thing Fitzenreiter was paying attention.
So Fitzenreiter now will step in, the second baseman for the Tigers. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Evergreen got a run in the top of the first. Tigers respond with 2 in the bottom of the first with a chance to do some more damage. Here's the first pitch to Fitzenreiter. He swings and fouls it straight back out of play. Like the aggressiveness there from Fitzenreiter. He saw one he liked, maybe just a little late on the swing, fouled it away, and 1-1 the count.
Fitzenreiter, 9 runs scored, 3 RBIs on the season for Fitzenreiter.
So no place to put him there either for Kahneman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed it outside. 1-1 goes the count.
Tell you what, he's consistent, but boy, that there's no love on the outside of that plate.
The pitches that Kahneman are missing on the outside can't be much, so his placement has looked really good. The Tigers are just not offering at those pitches, Cap, so that's very good discipline by the Tiger hitters. because Kahneman hasn't been missing by much there on the corner. If he has been, that they've been calling the balls,
Well,
and he hasn't
and
been missing.
I think
much.
that's heads up by the Tigers. Is, if he's not going to get that out on that outside plate, don't bite on it.
And until he calls it, here's the pitch. Fitzenreiter drives one to center field, but it's right at the center fielder. And that is how Colton Robertson makes the catch, and that is how the Tigers' second inning will come to an end. And a hard hit ball there by Fitzenreiter, Cap, but right at the center fielder, and that is how inning number 1 will come to an end as Evergreen plates 1 thanks to 2 doubles and a sacrifice fly, and the Tigers answer with 2 thanks to a walk and a single, and another single by Amstutz. Interesting first inning, Cap. We talk about, hey, this could be a low-scoring game. This could be a low-scoring game. These could be the only runs we see. So
it
if
could
both
be.
teams really have to bear down and play well defensively from here on out. And, I like the aggressiveness by both teams here. We saw Evergreen a little bit in that last inning kind of take charge on the first couple pitches from Amstutz. Tigers being a little bit more patient and hitting the ball hard.
But aggressive on the bases.
Yep.
Yeah, with talent running and Cruz on the move, Evergreen's got to be aware of that. So, hey, just a quick update. The bottom of the 6th, Liberty Center, Lady Tigers 3, the Oak Harbor Lady Rockets 5, and Oak Harbor threatening right now in the bottom of the 6th. So we'll keep you posted. Getting there in the district semifinals right now at Springfield. And they'll take the winner of this game. That game will take on the winner of the Tenora Lady Rams and Coach Tony Fairchild's group. And the Swanton Bulldogs, so 2 NWOAL teams in the district semifinals.
Cap, tell us some of the things that are going on at LC Tiger Sports Live right now that people need to know about.
Wow, I'll tell you what, we're gearing up for the fall season, Phil. Believe it or not, everybody laughs at me when I say that, but when we're in the middle of spring, I'm on to the next season, and when we're in basketball, I'm on to spring. Big changes here. We're going to put a new studio into the press box at the football stadium, and we're looking to get some new furniture into the basketball, the gym, and Boom Boom Ballman is going to have a staff of people next year. Check it out. He's got a crew, guys. He's got his gang, his boys, his posse, the tech posse. We're gonna do that. We're switching over to YouTube, so a lot of things. Keep track of our social media. Go to YouTube, where you may be watching this game, and hit that subscribe button, that little bell, and you'll get all the updates.
And you can watch games from 1990. It's a fun time.
We're also going to upload games, our old archives. It's going to be a fun time. Big things. Our studio uptown's got a green screened and a lot of stuff.
So Corey Kahneman is going to lead it off here in the top of the 2nd. The pitcher for the Vikings. The first pitch missed for ball 1. That one fouled away. And it is 1-1 the count.
Also, we're going to talk a little bit about a new video series Tiger Sports Live is going to put out starting in August.
There's a nice curveball there from Landon Amstutz. Fooled Kahneman on that one, and now he's ahead 1-2 the count. This is a very big inning, Cap. I think it's important for Amstutz to really deal here and try to get a 1-2-3 inning here to get the Tigers back on the sticks, as they're going to have 9-1-2 coming up the bat.
Well, and it's kind of been a trademark with Amstutz pitch. In the first inning, he's had, getting no love low and no love on the outside for either pitcher.
I don't know where it missed, but 2-2 goes the count. Tight zone up there. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball, strike 3 called, and Amstutz has tried that pitch the first inning a couple times and left it a little bit too far inside. Yep. That one, beautifully done, caught the inside part of the plate, and a strikeout for Landon Amstutz, his first one of the ball.
Hey, I do want to just caution you, Phil. You talk too much about the umpire. Boom Boom will pinch you
he
overhead.
will pinch you.
He's been known to pinch people.
Hey, he's called a consistent tight zone. It's been tight, but it's been consistent. He hasn't given a lot of corners.
And I will pinch you by proxy if he pinches.
I was about to say, do you have to deliver one? So it's going to be Hunter Vakulik to hit.
And again, you said, we're here for the kids. And I'll tell you what, this is a nice story here with Vakulik on there, injured in football. Had to sit out the whole season, back watching him play and starting to thrive again. with his athletics, and that's a nice story.
We saw the quarterback that actually played in his position a little bit this year earlier, and that was Bryce Bolger, who hit the double earlier in the game. So here's Vakulik now. He takes all the way. 3-0 the count now. So one out here in the inning. Here's the 3-0. That one's in for a strike. Yeah, this is this was a senior year, right?
Yeah, but Vakulik missed most
Junior
of his
year,
junior
too.
and
Yep.
senior with injury, so it's nice to see him out here and participating.
Here's the 3-1. That one he's swinging at. Great job there by Mason Smith, who snags it into the ground, out for number 2 there for the Tigers. And that's 2 nice plays we've seen by him today. That was a pretty hard hit ball off the end of the bat. Did a nice job to go down, keep it in the infield for out number 2.
Yeah, and like you said, Phil, I think this is a big inning for both Landon Amstutz and the Liberty Center Tigers to kind of say, okay, first inning, it's over. We won that inning, and I think Coach LaPlante looks at those like we just win every inning, one inning at a time.
Unassisted ground out there for Smith. So first pitch now to John Herdman, the right fielder. There's a fastball called on the outside corner. 1-1 now goes the count. There's this third pitch of the at-bat. That one misses wide, 2-1. And, Cap, here comes that pace from Amstutz has really picked up here in the inning.
Well, that's when he gets in his groove. He gets moving. He gets on that roll. He's got his own speed.
Now 3-1 now goes the count. Oak Harbor was able to get a run. They still have the bases loaded now, up 7-3. Amstutz delivers the fastball on the 3-1. Herdman taking all the way. 3-2 goes the count with 2 outs here in the top of the second. See if Amstutz can deliver a pitch to get him out of the inning. Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Nice job there by Herdman. A defensive swing there, able to stay alive. And the count remains full, 3-2. So Amstutz now back to the rubber. Here comes the 3-2 again. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And a great spot there for Landon Amstutz. And just as we talked about, Cap, about how badly that they wanted a 1-2-3 inning, and they got it. And now the Tigers will come back up to bat with the left fielder Ethan Gray leading off, followed by Landon Cruz and Aiden Talent. So, great job there by the Tigers.
Well, and you made a great point there. Amstutz got in his groove, got his rhythm down. He likes to work fast. He likes to work purposely, and he did that. And he was able to control each batter. He was in control of each of the 3 batters in that inning.
Yeah, and we've seen Amstutz mix up that first pitch a little bit. We saw first inning a little bit more fastball, a little bit more fastball. Now we've seen him kind of change his speed a little bit, throwing the fastball even a little bit harder on that first pitch, mixing in some curveballs and some changeups, which you would expect out of a very veteran pitcher.
Yep. So we'll see now what Evergreen's pitcher does as he's warmed up, got his first inning jitters gone, and
well, Kahneman with a 3-1 record on the season, Cap, but he's sporting a little bit over a 7 total ERA. So he does throw strikes and gives up runs. So, the Tigers, again, we talked about it there. They did a nice job capitalizing on everything they needed to capitalize. We'll see how the second time through the order goes to the Tigers, as you know that Kahneman maybe might start adding a few more curveballs and a few more, dirt pitches, if you will, just to try to keep Tiger hitters on
and
balance.
I think he's still trying to find that spot on the outside. He's pitched a lot to that outside, and he's just not getting the call. So I think he's probably trying to figure out where exactly that is.
I think that's a great point too, Cap. So Ethan Gray now will stand in for the Tigers. First pitch to Gray. Fastball catches
and
the
he
outside
found
corner for a strike.
Made me look like a genius.
He's been very consistent on the outside part of the plate there. Kahneman, the pitch. In there again for strike 2. So Gray now in the hole 0-2. Kahneman does a nice job to get ahead of the 9-hitter. Here's the pitch. Good job there by Gray to follow it out of play to stay alive. You know, Gray's got tremendous bat speed. He does a good job getting his hands through the zone. I think, you know, maybe just one of those things where he's still trying to adjust a little bit to the speed of the varsity level here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a transition that every freshman has to make. Oh, well, he's getting that outside corner now all of a sudden, so he must have made that minor adjustment that we were talking about. But now we'll go back to the top of the order. And Landon Cruz, who drew a walk, I believe, the first inning.
Heath drew a walk and scored a run in the first time up. So here's the pitch. Cruz, curveball, thought about offering at it. Nice discipline there. Off the plate, ball one. So there's that mix that we've seen here. Kahneman throwing first pitch curveball here. Second pitch coming to be a fastball. That one's called strike one on the outside corner.
Landon Cruz, a multi-sport athlete here at Liberty Center.
Here's the pitch. Fastball. Missed it high and away. 2-1 goes the count.
That had some juice on it.
Yeah, he threw that one a little harder. Cruz now waits the 2-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Inside part of the plate. Missed it off the plate. Now 3-1 the count to Cruz. So Cruz could find a way to reach base again. And, you know, Cap, we kind of saw they were very, very alert with him over at first base early. So see what happens here. 3-1 the count now to Cruz. Misses inside off the plate. And another walk drawn there by Landon Cruz.
So he's 0 for the day. 2 walks. In the bottom of the sixth, the Oak Harbor Lady Rockets put up 2. Now they lead Liberty Center Lady Tigers 7-3 in the 7th inning.
Put the rally caps on. So Cruz now at the lead at first base. Talent will stand in for the Tigers with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Kahneman in the dirt. Good stop there by Sean Rafferty to be able to hold Cruz there at first base. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, he's hoping he doesn't have to do that too many times. I think he took it to the chest protector, but kept it in front of him.
Third baseman just in front of the bag over there. Here's the pitch. That one called strike right at the knees. 1-1 goes the count. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. Talent awaits the pitch. There goes Cruz. Hit and run is on. Talent once again finds a gap. Cruz around second base. He's going to cruise into second or the third easily. And a loose ball there. And Talent wisely moves up. Aggressive base running from the Tigers. And Cruz and Talent deliver once again to put the runners at second and third with 1 out here in the second.
Well, and Cruz was going to come home but slipped. He hit the edge of the grass there on the foul ball side, and or he was headed home.
I don't know if that was. I'm willing to bet that was a designed hit and run there, Cap. Once again, Talent finds the gap. The shortstop was moving over to be in double play depth, and he found that gap. And the first pitch to Bainfeld is inside, and Talent once again with a great piece of hitting. He has 2 singles. And how about the heads up base running? Saw the loose ball by the left fielder and the throw to the cutoff guy, and Talent moves up in a second. Here's the pitch. Bainfeld takes it there for strike 1. 1-1 goes the count.
Aiden Talent with a huge lead. He's halfway to road 8 over there.
This is a big spot here for the Tigers. Base hit would score 2 with the speed of Talent at second base. Here's the pitch. Bainfeld outside. 2-1 now goes the count.
You know, I'm watching the Evergreen pitcher, and it almost, when he doesn't throw completely overhand, that ball drifts to the outside of the bat.
He does have a little movement on his fastball, too,
Yeah.
because of his arm slide. I think that's a good point. Kahneman now will set. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside corner. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, I think he's adjusted a little bit. It's a great adjustment by him. He's been working that corner. Now he's back in to where it is a strike, which makes it a lot tougher on the Liberty Center hitters.
Bainfeld, a good 2-strike hitter. 2-2 the count. Ball 3, missed it low and outside, and that will take the count full with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Third is Landon Cruz. At second is Aiden Talent. Landon and Stutz on deck with the RBI bunt in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Bainfeld kind of off the jammed it. Tough play. Good play there by Lane Vance, as that was kind of trouble. It hung up there. Maybe the wind might have played a little bit of a factor there, but Bainfeld got that one off the handle of the bat and still almost found a way to muscle it for a hit. But a great play there by Lane Vance to run it down, and that will be the second out of the inning.
So I think they
may
put Amstutz on here. Not really sure what they're.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I don't either. Amstutz, leading hitter on the team, and certainly on
with
fire
a base
over
open,
the last.
with a base open with 2 outs, and as you said, hitting probably hotter than any batter in our lineup outside of who he just faced. This is a tough scenario here. I think that's got to be something that they're talking about here, Cap, is putting him on.
Yeah. And Xander Zeider, a good, solid ball player, but been on the DL for the last, 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe.
Hasn't gotten the reps maybe.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten the reps. And so, of course, Xander's Weaver's up, yeah.
So it does look like they're going to elect to pitch to Amstutz here with 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, runners on second and third. Here's the first pitch from Kahneman to Amstutz. Curveball, Amstutz rips at it straight to center field, but a long way out there, and it's just a loud out for Amstutz, and that is how the second inning will come to an end. As Amstutz got the curveball, he's got a big old grin on his face.
Yeah,
he knows he just missed it. Hit it to the deepest part of the park. But allowed out there for the Tigers, unable to score with the bases loaded, keeps the score at 2-1 going to the top of the third inning.
All right, we have a final from Springfield. The Oak Harbor Lady Rockets 7, the Liberty Center Lady Tigers 3. Oak Harbor opened up with the first run, a single, and we had a hit batter, then a double by Oak Harbor in the first inning. So Bea Barrett, Kenzie Fuller, and Aubrey Zeider each collected 2 hits for the Tigers. And Fuller went 2 for 3 at the plate, and she led with 1 run batted in. So Liberty Center Lady Tigers will end their season. And I tell you what, they 16-5 for the Liberty Center Lady Tigers. And I'll tell you what, certainly they're not going to be satisfied, but a very solid season for them, playing 2-3 freshmen at a time, moving some people around. They had that's not an excuse. It's just what it is. Hope Atkinson, one of the Herald freshmen set to play shortstop, got an injury in one of the last girls' basketball games. And so they ended up, like the Tigers here, having to move people around. And, Liberty, I love the attitude. That's not an excuse at Liberty Center. You know what the phrase is? Next man up, next girl up. You know what? Things happen. They play that. Liberty Center Lady Tigers end 16-5, and they fall to the state-ranked 23-2 Oak Harbor Lady Rockets. So,
well, and if you're the Tigers, you have a lot to build on. Like you said, played a lot of freshmen. One of the better ones not even playing, as you mentioned. Hope Atkinson still got a lot of underclassmen on that team out that are not freshmen as well. Even Lily Howard, was able to score some runs. She was a very key piece. Just running bases. You forget how important
Aubrey
those things
Zeider.
are, so.
Aubrey Zeider, I think, might have led the team in batting by the end of the year.
Yep. Kenzie Fuller. So they have a lot of good things to build on. And so. Here's the first pitch of inning number 3 to Sean Rafferty, and it is a ball on the outside part of the plate. So here comes pitch number 2. That one's a strike. Ooh, just low. 2-0 goes the count now to Rafferty.
I think everybody in the stands called it a strike, except for the umpire, and he's the only one that counts. So.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Amstutz. That one's a fastball, missed it low. 3-0 goes the count to the 9-hitter Rafferty.
Yeah, both these teams out of the NWAL. Once again, Evergreen 4-3, Liberty Center 2-5. Archbold Blue Streaks win the NWAL outright with a 6-1 NWAL record.
And missed it 4 straight balls there for Amstutz, and Rafferty will reach on a base on balls, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, the shortstop, Lane Vance, who doubled and scored a run in his first plate appearance.
Vance bounced it right at the 350 marker out there in inning number 1.
It's over 350, so he does have a good stick there. Be Rafferty, the base runner over there at first base. Not a huge lead. First pitch, hit to the third baseman. Great stop by Zeider. Unable to get it out of the glove, though, but
Wow.
Everybody's going to be safe. But what an unbelievable stop there by Xander Zeider, who somehow dove and found a way to glove that and keep it in the infield, and was just
Wow.
unable to get it out of his glove to make a play, or he probably gets the leadoff guy at second base. But nevertheless, a great job to keep that on the infield as well, because that probably puts guys at first and third with nobody out. And this way, it still keeps the double play intact. Any hit back to the pitcher would be a third-first situation here. So
And that ball was crushed.
So I'm calling that a base hit, but nevertheless, not the worst-case scenario. Here comes the bunt. Squared around, pulled it back for ball 1.
Yeah, I think giving him a base hit's fair there. I mean, that was just crushed
What a
into the
glove. I couldn't
hole.
believe he even got the glove on that. What a play there by Zeider. So Colton Robertson will be up to bat here. He was out on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Here comes the bunt, pulls it back. Here's the snap throw to second base. Almost got him there, but a great heads-up play there by Weaver. Like the idea. I like the idea there. If you're Weaver, Weaver does have a strong arm, and he's able to get it down there, especially if they're thinking about the bunt.
Well, and he's a left-handed catcher, so he's got, with a left-handed batter, he's got a free and clear strike zone to throw the ball down.
So Amstutz has now walked the first batter, gave up a single, and now 2-0 behind the count here to the two-hitter, Colton Robertson. So
Xander Zeider's arm bleeding on that dive. He gets some attention there as we got a field maintenance timeout.
So this is a big start to the inning here for the Vikings. Top the third, runners on first and second with nobody out. Robertson will stand in. There's the bunt. Great bunt down the third base line. Only one play, nothing there, as Colton Robertson laid down a perfect bunt down the third base line. Weaver with no play, and everybody's safe.
What a great bunt. It didn't go 15 feet from the plate and just died in the grass.
That was a picture-perfect bunt there for Robertson, and now the bases are loaded here. No play there really for Weaver. I mean, he did a nice job to even get to the baseball as quickly as he did, but really no play there. Now Weaver will go from the windup. Blade Walker will stand in. He hit a sacrifice fly in his first at-bat. Big rip at the first pitch, strike 1.
And again, Amstutz coming with that high heat.
So force anywhere here. If it's a ground ball, you got to think 4-1 here if you're the Tigers, as the infield does appear to be in. So Amstutz will change now and go from the stretch. There's the pitch. Ground ball just past the diving Zeider at third base. Here comes Gray up with it. 1 run will score. Here comes the guys to third and second. Everybody's safe. And a big hit from Blade Walker is a 2-run single, or a 2-run double, excuse me, and that will take Evergreen back in the lead 3-2.
Well, and that had everything to do with the infield playing way in. If he's back at his normal position, that's an easy out at third and a throw home. So that had everything to do with the situation of the infield being in on the grass. And they're still going to come in with nobody out here and bases loaded.
And Bryce Bolger with a double in his previous at-bat. That one was right over Gray's head in the left field. Amstutz now will set the 0-1 pitch. Here's a curveball to Zeider. Zeider does a great job, looks the runner back and gets the out at first base. Great play there from Xander Zeider. And a nice job by Amstutz to settle down and get it out here the first one of the inning.
Exactly why you want your infield in like that. It was a great play, great look back. I tell you, one of textbook play by Xander Zeider there. Everything you needed him to do, he did on that play.
So 1 out now. Brady Canneman will step up to the plate, the third baseman. He lined out to the center fielder in his previous at-bat. Here's the set, the pitch. Loose ball in the dirt. This one gets away from Weaver. And another run will score for the Vikings.
That was an interesting play. The ball from the catcher hit the batter. And he was trying to get out of the way, cleared himself, and hit by the ball. So runner will advance and score another run for the Vikings.
So Blade Walker remains the base runner at third base. Amstutz now will go from the windup, 1-0 the count with 1 out. There's the fastball, misses high and inside. Still runner at the corner there at third base for the Vikings. Infield still in for the Tigers. Here's the windup and the pitch. Good job there by Weaver to stop that one. 2-0 the count, or 3-0 goes the count now.
Well, I think you don't give him anything he can jack here. I think you want to throw a safe pitch here with first base open.
Corey Canneman would be on deck for the Vikings. Here's the pitch. Fastball hits the plate. Strike one. 3-1 now goes the count. Amstutz now from the windup, the 3-1 pitch. That one's popped up down the first base line. Smith will give it a chase.
Not with the wind.
But it will be out of play. 3-2 goes the count now to Canneman. After falling down 3-0 for Amstutz, he battles back. Now 3-2 the count. Once again, infield still in for the Tigers. If the runner reaches here, I'd imagine they would keep corners in and play double play depth up the middle. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and a great pitch there from Landon Amstutz to settle in and get a big out for the Tigers. And that'll bring up 2 outs now in the inning as Corey Canneman gets his second strikeout looking of the night. Or excuse me, that was Brady, wasn't it?
Yep.
So he gets his first strikeout of the night. Now Corey Canneman will stand in, and he struck out in his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. Offers at it, popped up down the first base line. Weaver giving it a chase. It'll be out of play. 0-1 the count. So big 3-piece here for the Vikings in the third inning. But again, we've seen the Tigers be very active on the base pads and on the bats as well. So 0-1 now the count. Amstutz will set. Time called by Canneman. Weaver now will Amstutz will deliver. It's a curveball. Zeider, another great play. Turns, throws, he's out at first. What a great play from Xander Zeider, who popped up off the knee. That's 2 diving plays there for Zeider. That one he was able to get out of the glove, and with his strong arm, guns it over across the diamond for the 3rd out. And I got to say this, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, because what a play.
Hey,
Run-saving play there from Zeider, and that is how the inning will come to an end. 4-2, Evergreen leads at Cap. Do we have some sponsors?
We do, and these sponsors make these broadcasts. Phil, this is our swan song broadcast for the 23-24 season. And these have all been brought to you by KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, STN Design, Affinity IT Group, 3Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pam and Dick Leatherman, Peas and Ello's Pizza, Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and Sattler Meats. And guys, without these people, these things simply don't happen. We say this, we've been saying it all year. The unfortunate part of what we do, we love it. Nobody takes any money out of this. It's still not free for us to do. But these sponsors make it that way for you guys that are watching, and we appreciate them immensely. So, also, Phil, here's an announcement. You got an exclusive here. Boom Boom doesn't even know that. We're going to start a series called Breakdown. And you know how they ready, breakdown. And what Tiger Sports Live is going to do is start breaking down components of our broadcast. And so Coach Josh Williams, one of the basketball coaches, is going to take those duties on. And so we'll break down things like a day in the life of the trainer, what a 3-4 defense is, what the quarterback's coach does, what the volleyball hitting coach does, things like that. So we can get more in depth, and Coach Williams is going to take those responsibilities. I'm going to start that about the third week or second week of August. And as a prelude to our fall season starting up, August 23rd, I think we start with as we take on the Tenora Rams at home. Believe it or not, we're talking football and fall sports already.
Weaver gets a hold of one. This one's carrying. That one hits the fence off of one hop.
That's interference.
And Weaver's going to get a stand-up double. That one going the other way. And Weaver really got a hold of that one. And the way it came off the bat, it just kept kind of flaring away from the left fielder there. Ooh. But Zach Weaver gets a hold of one. And talk about a response right away from the Tigers. That's what you want, is Weaver leads it off with a hard hit ball. Double there for Zach.
And, Phil, you were watching where the ball was going. Weaver, the first baseman, backed up and ran into him. And I guess the umpire didn't feel like that was enough interference to keep him from going to third.
So Zider, who grounded out to the pitcher on a fielder's choice in the last inning, swings and misses at the first pitch. But, you know, if Coach LaPlante hasn't found a third baseman, I think he just did, because he made two spectacular diving glove plays there at third base in the last half of this inning.
Phil, even I could figure that one out.
Here's the pitch, curveball, fouled straight back. 0-2 goes the count to Zider. You know, when Xander was one of those guys in football that, you know, he didn't get all the media attention, but boy, did he loved, I always called it cleaning up the garbage.
Yep.
He was a very good down lineman.
The maintenance man.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you know, and what was cool about that whole thing, the first people to give him all the love was Landon Bockelman and Seth Navarre. So, but played a pivotal role in that. And then, you know, the other thing is when we went into that triple I, he was the fullback.
The old Maryland I.
That's right, baby. Line him up. So, yeah, Xander Zider.
Tell me who ran that offense. Send it to Captain. Who ran that offense? It was a very notorious Maryland I offense in college football. There was a college football team that ran it. Text us up. Let us know who it was. Zider awaits the 1-2 pitch. Nobody out. Weaver led off the inning with a double. Here's the pitch. Way outside. 2-2 goes the count now to Zider.
That running back configuration was right up there with the old wishbone.
Yeah. You know, Arlington still runs that. You know, the split veer.
Yep. But we're playing baseball.
Ooh, Zider, that one aiming at his head there. Might have spooked him a little bit.
I think he found his dad up here, was laughing. His dad was making fun of him or something. I don't know.
So Zider found himself down in the count. 0-2 has battled back now to a 3-2 count. He'll stand in and await the pitch from Kahneman. Here it is, inside, and Zider will draw the walk. Great at-bat for Xander Zider. And now runners at first and second with nobody out, and brings up Landon Smith, who walked in his first at-bat.
And I don't think they're going to pinch run, but Xander Zider's got the mitten to protect that wrist of his.
I would be very, very surprised to see anything but a bunt here. Here's the pitch to Smith. He will get the bunt down. Beautifully placed bunt there by Smith, and he does the job and moves both runners over. So a great job there by Landon Smith to put it where that first baseman couldn't charge in and throw it out at third base. Great bunt from Smith for the first out of the inning.
I'll tell you what, we've seen some very nice bunts by both teams tonight. Wow.
You talk about how important it is, especially during tournament time. If you're able to just throw some kinks and curves in there like a bunt or anything like that, it really helps out. And now the Tigers have two in scoring position with Fitzenreiter at the plate. He'll square for the bunt, and he fouls it out of play, and that looked like it had some Viking defenders off guard, as there really wasn't anybody crashing on the bunt.
But now the first baseman will come in.
And nevertheless, it'll be strike one to Fitzenreiter.
And Weaver thought that was a pass ball. He was headed home.
Like the aggressiveness there on that as well. Nobody holding Weaver on. We'll see if he gets another step. Here comes the bunt from Fitzenreiter. Strike two called on the breaking ball.
That's a nice pitch.
Great pitch there from Kahneman. So here comes the 0-2 pitch to Fitzenreiter with one out. That one he pulls back the bunt. Ball one, 1-2, low and away. Gray awaits on deck. 2-1 now the count. Goes to Fitzenreiter. One out here in the inning. Here's the pitch. He swings and a miss there from Fitzenreiter. And a strikeout. Good pitch there from Kahneman. And that'll bring up the freshman Ethan Gray at the 9 spot with runners on second and third with 2 outs. Nice pitch there by Kahneman.
Yeah, he's adjusted that curve enough to come back inside where it's a strike.
Fastball called for strike one. Tigers bunted him over there with 1 out. Fitzenreiter strikes out. Here's 2 outs now in the inning. Gray swing, popped it right off the glove, and the count will go to 0-2.
I don't think he called it a foul tip.
No, I think it just popped right off
Yeah.
the glove. So 0-2 now the count to Gray. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Gray's got to be defensive-minded here.
There's the pitch, and strike 3 called as Gray swings and misses right through it. And that'll be the way the third inning will come to an end as the Tigers get the leadoff double from Weaver and a walk from Zeider. I think he walked.
Yep.
He did.
Yes, he did. He
A
walked.
couple more runners there for the Tigers will get stranded, and after 3 full innings of play, Evergreen leads it 4-2 as we will take the turn and head to the 4th inning.
And once again, things we're already talking fall season, and we'll be fully volleyball, soccer, junior high football. We've got, probably the full onslaught of games at the stadium and in the gymnasium. We'll have all those for you. We're going to move to the YouTube platform, so you'll still be able to get to all the games through our website, lctigersportslive.com. But you'll also be able to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at LC Tiger Sports Live. And you'll get all those notifications. We're also uploading this summer. We'll upload a lot of archives. That's a continuing process. So, right now you can watch games from 1986, football games. And we've got basketball games going back to 2007. Boys basketball games. We're working with the coaches and the school. And so it'll be kind of cool over the next year. We'll be developing our YouTube channel, so stay in there with us and get it all at lctigersportslive.com.
And also remember, if you guys are, if we're unable to get the sponsors and you guys still want to try to help out, ask about the LC Tiger Sports Live Foundation. We're trying to get scholarships for students that want to do communications and broadcasting at their collegiate level.
And a great memorial to the Kent dog as his passing this year. About $3,100 have gone into the foundation in his name as a memorial. So
the Kent
pretty
scholarship
cool.
sounds
the
like
Kent dog.
The Kent dog scholarship.
The dog.
First pitch there in the inning. Crosses over the plate for strike 1. Hunter Vakulik will stand in. He has a double and a ground out unassisted to the first baseman Mason Smith in his 2 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Pop up there. Looks like shallow to second base. Fitzenreiter camps under it and makes the out for out number 1 here in the first inning. Or he actually grounded out in his first at-bat, excuse me. This 2B is his position. I apologize. So pop out to the second baseman there for Vakulik. 1 out here in the top of the 4th, excuse me. Need a quick inning here for the Tigers, trying to get back on the sticks. Here's Amstutz, first pitch, fastball. That one's driven well to the gap in left field. Gray works under it. He makes the out for out number 2, and 2 quick outs here in the inning for Amstutz. So Gray with another put out. That'll bring up the 9-hitter Sean Rafferty, who walked in the last inning, which started that 3-run rally there for the Vikings. So good inning here so far for Amstutz. Here's the first pitch to Rafferty. He swings at the first pitch. Great break by Talent, who makes a dive on the play, unable to corral it. Love the effort there by Talent. But a base hit for Rafferty from the 9 spot, and he gets things going with 2 outs again, and this will take it to Lane Vance, who has scored 2 runs and singled and doubled in the game.
And Vance with that shot to Xander Zeider, unable to throw him out, but Xander Zeider with one of those sensational plays that he had.
So if you're Amstutz, got a bear down here, nothing going with 2. Rafferty, the runner at first base, takes a decent lead over there at first base. Here's the pitch to Vance. Curveball. Strike 1 called on the outside corner. Robertson is on deck for the Vikings if it gets to him. Here's the 0-1 pitch now to Vance. Fastball, missed it high and inside. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Tigers will have the top of the lineup coming out with Landon Cruz. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Amstutz. Another breaking ball, fouled it off the end of the bat. So it'll be 1-2 pitch now, 1-2 count now to Lane Vance, the shortstop for the Vikings. Been on base both times. So here comes the 1-2. Amstutz will check the runner. He'll come set. Here's the pitch to Vance. Fouled straight back. 1-2 will stay the count. Beautiful day here for baseball at B.A. Miller Field.
Finally.
Still blowing in.
Finally. It's been a weird spring sports season for all the teams.
Runner goes. Fouled straight back out of play. Rafferty will have to retreat back to first. Count remains 1-2 with 2 outs. You know, Cap, I think you mentioned it too. We've seen a lot of nice bunts here thus far, just in the first 3 innings as well. So these kids have been asked to do some stuff, and they've really come through. Here's the pitch. Foul back, straight back out of play. So Lane Vance continues to battle here with the count at 1-2. I think the game earlier in the season, 4-1, Evergreen was able to come away with that win. Amstutz now comes sets, check the runner, 1-2. Here's the runner going again. That one's a line drive to the center fielder. Talent on the run, comes off of his glove. He gets up, gets it in. This one a throw to Smith. Smith on the throw, no throw to the plate. And once again, Lane Vance hits another ball hard. That one off the glove of Talent. And another double for Lane Vance and an RBI. And another run scored for the Vikings takes it to 5-2. And that'll bring up Colton Robertson for the Vikings.
Now batting number 5, Colton Robertson.
Robertson has been out by a fielder's choice and has singled and scored a run in his 2 at-bats today. Amstutz now will come set. Fastball off the end of the bat. Foul ball.
And that's one of those they got to chase down, because if it hits just right on the edge of that grass, it's a fair ball right to third base.
So Vikings with 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth here. Amstutz will come set. Here's the 0-1. Curveball. Popped him straight up. Weaver should have some room over there. Calls it and makes the catch. And that is how the inning will come to an end. as Evergreen cashes in again on another run, and that will take the score to 5-2. As Evergreen has stranded some runners, the Tigers have left a couple of guys on. The Tigers will bring up the top of the order as Landon Cruz, Aiden Talent, and Brooks Bainfelt will come to the plate for Liberty Center. You know, if you're the Tigers here, Cap, you've done everything you know the right way as far as the hitting side of things goes, other than cashing in on some of those runners. You know, we've left a couple of guys in scoring position. Last inning started off with a double, was never able to get him around. The Tigers have been knocking at the door every inning, Cap. We'll see if they can get a couple across here.
Yeah, and you know, that's half the battle. First half of the battle is hitting the ball, and Liberty Center's been able to capitalize on that. So we'll see here. Landon Cruz, the number 1 hitter, will be up here. Walked in the first inning. And what did he do in the second inning?
Walked in the second inning. Walked in the second at bat,
so,
too.
Yeah, that's right, because I said he was 0 for 0.
Yep. You know, that reminds me, there was a time that Bryce Harper had 6 plate appearances and did not record an official at bat. He was hit by a pitch and intentionally walked every other time. Imagine that. What a stat line.
And he laughed all the way to the bank.
I mean, what a stat line. So Landon Cruz due up for the Tigers in a 5-2 hole here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Corey Kahneman will go out for his 4th inning of work here for the Vikings. Tigers look like they're going to get Xander Zeiter up in the bullpen. Cruz has drawn 2 walks here in the game. First pitch to Cruz. Breaking ball drops in for strike 1.
Yeah, the Evergreen pitcher looks like they've got the breaking ball working now for him. Figured out where the strike zone is with it.
Cruz lines one off the glove of the first baseman, but since it was such a hard hit ball, he had the chance to regather and put out Cruz for out number 1. Blade Walker on the play for the Vikings. How do you rule that? How do you rule that? It's not a ground out. It's not a line out.
Just put out.
That's what I'm going to put. What's that?
Unassisted.
Yeah,
Yep.
3 unassisted.
Unassisted put out.
First pitch to Talon is low and away. 1-0 the count. Here's the second pitch to Talent, fouled straight back. 1-1 goes the count. That one looked like it got the catcher and maybe the umpire, so a little 2 for 1 there. So classy move there by the catcher to walk it out, give the umpire extra second.
I always appreciated that. So people didn't see me cry. I could turn around, act like I'm cleaning the plate or something. And baseball's hurt a lot harder than softballs. I'll tell you that right now.
You know, one thing we haven't seen a lot of, Cap, is strikeouts. You know, we've seen about 5 or 6, about 3 from each team, but both teams have done a really nice job of putting the ball in play and making these teams make plays defensively. And we've seen some really good plays, but we've seen some hard hit balls as well as that pitch breaks in across the plate for strike 2.
Well, the top of the order for the Vikings has just been prolific. They've hit the ball hard, even though some of them have hit it and been out. Xander Zeiter with 2 great plays, but that top 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 has hit the ball very hard for the Vikings.
There's the 2-2 pitch to Talent. That one jammed him, fights it off, and it'll get out of play down the third base line. So Talent will stay alive. 2-2 stays the count with 1 out here in the 4th. Looks like the defensive positioning looks pretty straight up for the Vikings as Brooks Bainfelt will await on deck. Here comes another 2-2 pitch from Kahneman. Curveball, Talent again on base, and he has a 3-hit day for Aiden Talent as he has swung a good bat here today, and he finds himself on the base pads once again here with a 1-out single in the 4th.
Well, and the biggest thing for Aiden Talent is that he's been very patient at the plate. You know, he's not chased that outside breaking ball, which, you know, now the Evergreen Viking pitchers figured out where to dial that in. But Aiden Talent, very patient at the plate for a 3-hit day so far.
You know, we've seen him do a little bit of everything. That one was a curveball that he took to the pull field. We saw him take a fastball opposite field there in his first hit, and then he had a line drive to the shortstop as well on an off-speed pitch. So he's done a nice job with the bat today. Bainfeld offers at the first pitch. Pops it up out of play. Strike one. Brooks looked like he really, really wanted that one. So we'll see what happens here with the count going 0-1. Tigers trail it 5-2. Runner at first base here in the fourth. There's the pitch. Bainfeld goes right back up the middle. This could be two. Vudic bobbles it, and he's safe at second base, unable to get it out. And everybody's safe on the error by Vance.
Yeah, and that hit the edge of the grass and took a bad hop and got him right in the chest. So, but Vance stays with it. Almost got Talent, but Talent with that speed made it to second. So runners on first and second here, one out. And Landon Amstutz.
Amstutz has singled with an RBI and lined out to the center fielder in his two at-bats. Here's the first pitch. Stutz, I think maybe a uncomfortable swing there, fouls it off, 0-1. You know, Cap, I want to say, too, the Tigers, I think, have had a base runner in every inning. You know, they've done a nice job getting on the base pads.
Right.
Just had trouble finishing it. Seven runners left on base for the Tigers here in the first 4 innings, so could go to 9 here if we don't get any in. So here's the pitch to Amstutz. Curveball, left it up in the zone. A high pop-up. They had him deep, though. It's shallow. And that one is dropped, but they're probably going to have a play at second base, and Bainfeld will be out at second base. So an error on the shortstop, but a heads-up play in one of those tricky situations if you're a base runner.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, an out for the Vikings.
Bainfeld followed the rule book there and the procedure book, and that's unfortunately being a victim of that as the shortstop. Second straight error for the shortstop, but turns it into an out.
And I think that will be a fielder's choice out. And Zach Weaver, who has doubled and reached on an error, and we'll get a pitcher's visit. Mound visit here. We'll see what happens. Maybe he's also seeing how his arm feels as well.
Yeah, or it's going to be a
First and third
play,
situation
first
as
and
well.
third situation probably.
Well, we have Zach Weaver coming up to the plate, who reached on an error up the middle, I believe, on his first at-bat. And then in his last at-bat, he laced a double over the left fielder's head on a very hard-hit ball to the opposite field. So Zach Weaver has a good bat. This is a good situation for a senior here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Amstutz is on the move. I don't know if he's going to go on the first pitch here, but it wouldn't surprise me to maybe see even some kind of a hit and run here just to get the defense for Evergreen moving and keep them honest, Cap. So Zach Weaver, the senior catcher, will stand in with 2 outs, down 5-2 here in the inning. Bottom of the fourth. Here's the first pitch. Weaver offers at it. Another ball hit to the opposite field. This one, Eisel right underneath it, and he'll get the out. As that one, he was all the way back to the fence on that one. Weaver gave it a charge. But the Tigers leave 2 more stranded.
That's a total of 9, isn't it?
9 base runners left on base here for the Tigers in 4 innings, and they will go to the top of the 5th with Evergreen still leading 5-2.
Hey, once again, we thank our sponsors, and these guys are Settler Meats, from our farm to your table, right there on South Perry Street in Napoleon. Holgate Metal Fab, with 14,000 feet of fabrication here. Holgate Metal Fab is the shop that you can count on. The Gerald Grain Center is a farmer-owned cooperative, 9 locations here in Northwest Ohio. 1 in right downtown Liberty Center. Pizzanello's Pizza, that great family restaurant, serving up those subs, wings, salads, and a wide variety of appetizers. Pam and Dick Leatherman, Swan Welding's been providing their customers with the highest quality metal fabrication services since 1956. Davis Farm Services, that family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. 3Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity, and managed services for your company's demanding computer needs. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. The Meyer Badenhop Insurance Company since 1933. Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency. And KK Collision, the leader in the automotive repair business, 27 years right here in Northwest Ohio. And Phil, we got a pitching change. Xander Zeiter now on the mound for the Tigers. So that means Amstutz will move to short, and I believe Landon Cruz will move back over to his normal second base position.
Everything probably else, I'm assuming, should stay the same.
Fitzenreiter at third base.
Oh, I forgot about. Well, if one moves, the other one has to move, right? Come on, Phil. Good call there, Caleb. Fitzenreiter going over to third base there, and Zeiter's thrown some good innings for the Tigers. He got to throw a little bit a couple weekends ago during the doubleheader. He's thrown good innings. He has good velocity, has good movement on the curveball, has good movement on the fastball even when he decides to, has a decent changeup. Zeiter's one of those guys that can really hit spots, really get hitters off their balance, and we'll see what he offers here. And, you know, him and Amstutz are kind of similar with their pitching styles.
Yep.
So, you know, we've seen Evergreen be very aggressive, but, you know, haven't seen Zeiter. So I look for Zeiter to really mix up his first pitches here to try to keep these hitters off balance. As Bryce Bolger, the designated hitter with a double and a fielder's choice, this is Blade Walker, who has a sacrifice fly and a 2 RBI double, so 3 RBIs on the day for Blade Walker. So here comes Zeiter, first pitch, fastball, missed it high. Oh, in for a strike, excuse me.
Ooh.
Looked a little high from my angle, but I'll take the call, strike one.
Doesn't matter what we think, does it?
Here comes the second pitch. Outside corner. Just missed it off the plate. 1-1 goes
There.
the count.
Now he's even.
Fitzenreiter in a little bit on the grass over at third base. Everywhere else pretty straight up. There's the pitch. Curveball. Missed it low and away. 2-1 goes the count. You know, Zeiter's kind of changed up the way he delivers. Cap, he used to go from the windup. Now it's just more of a collected type of stretch, and he's found some comfortability with that. Fastball missed it high. 3-1 goes the count.
Well, and as much as you've talked about his sensational pitching early in the season, now getting back to it and his great place at third base, he's naturally a catcher.
Just remember, folks, he's naturally a catcher. There's the pitch from Zeiter. That one missed it high, and a leadoff walk for the first baseman, Blade Walker. Bryce Bolger will step in, who has a double and a fielder's choice in his at-bats. So the last time the Tigers gave a leadoff walk, it came back to haunt him with 3 in the inning. So we'll see what the Tigers do defensively here. Maybe Zeiter can draw a ground ball. 4-hitter.
Interesting batting stance.
Squared around for the bunt. That one called strike one on the corner. Not a bad idea here if you're the Vikings. Maybe see if you can squeak out an insurance run. Like the idea there if you're the Vikings on the bunt here.
Well, and with the corners coming in, you have, do you have the first to third option, where you've got a fast runner on first with the corners collapsing? Liberty Center's got to be disciplined here to make sure that that runner can't go first to third.
Second pitch misses. Here's another 1-1 pitch. That one hits the outside corner. 1-2 goes the count to Bolger.
Bolger turns around, looks at the umpire like, whoa, okay.
He was not a fan of that call.
It's like that, huh?
1-2 goes the count. There's a throw over. Nothing there. 1-2 stays the count. We'll see what happens here. The count to Bolger, 1-2. He'll swing away, and a strike 3. He swung right through the fastball, and Zeiter rings him up for his first strikeout. And that's the first out here in the top of the 5th as Brady Canneman will step in. He has struck out looking and lined out in his 2 at-bats.
So 1 out now here in the top of the 5th.
There's a fastball swung on, fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. So Evergreen hitters, they will remain aggressive here, Cap. They are very aggressive at the plate.
Well, what do
swing
they
at
have to
those first couple
lose?
pitch. I agree.
I mean, they're 8-9 overall and 4-3 in the NWAL. The NWAL season's over. You got nothing left. You got to go.
It's do or die now.
Yep. Well, and the winner of this game will take on the Lake Flyers, and Lake, a very, very good baseball team.
Fastball, missed outside corner, 1-1.
Ooh.
Yeah, I believe they have 2 losses on the season.
I have the Max Prep coaches login, so I can check. Oh, I can check. Shut up, Boom Boom, over there. Look at him sneaking. He's over there. I can hear him.
Sneak dissing you.
Yeah, sneak dissing me.
The 1-1 pitch goes in a little high. 2-1 goes the count now to the third baseman, Brady Kahneman.
He's going to take over for Digger over here with his shots, you know. They're 20-3.
3 losses. There's the snap throw to first base off the ball. Safe slides back in, and the count will go to 3-1 now.
They won the Northern Buckeye Conference.
They're 20-3.
Yep.
Yeah.
10-2 in the Northern Buckeye League.
Huh.
They led in batting average, home runs, slugging, and on-base percentage
Wow.
for the league.
Very good baseball team there for the Lake Flyers. That would be on Friday or Saturday?
Yep, Friday.
Friday? Okay. 3-1 now. Here the count to Kahneman. Here's the pitch. Zeiter missed it high.
Now batting
And another walk here in the inning will bring up Corey Kahneman. Corey Kahneman has struck out looking and grounded out to the third baseman. I believe that was Zeiter's fantastic play over there at third base. So 2 guys on here now for Evergreen. 1 out, and a little meeting here between Weaver and Zeiter. Maybe not on the same page.
Here's a little, I was looking at the Lake Flyers schedule and whatever. Their 3 losses came by 3 runs and lost to 3 teams that are 19-2.
Did you know one of them?
Maumee, what was it? I moved it, of course.
First pitch fouled straight back out of play for Kahneman. 0-1 the count.
Maumee, Elmwood, and Eastwood.
And Eastwood State ranked too.
Yep.
Wow.
So you're 20-3, and you've achieved that by losing by 3 runs in your entire season. So,
Yeah.
Lake, very solid team.
Is that Sonora game going on? Or did they
It
play
is.
after the Liberty
Yep,
game? Is that
there
the-
it's going on right now. I've got a live feed to the radio broadcast for Tenora Rams Live.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball. Sneaks across the corner for strike 2. So good curveball there from Zeiter. Takes the count to 0-2. Runners on first and second here for the Vikings. Corey Kahneman at the plate. Here's the pitch from Zeiter. Good breaking ball. Ground ball up the middle. Here's the throw to Stutz. Stutz for 1. Here's the transition for 2. And a double play to end the inning for the Tigers as Cruz gets the ground ball, flips it over to Stutz for the double play. And that is how the 5th inning will come to, or the top of the 5th inning will come to an end as the Tigers, with a big play defensively.
Hey, once again, keep track on our website. A lot of scheduling, a lot of schedule updates. Also, like I said, we are moving to the YouTube platform. We'll make some changes on our broadcast schedule portion of our website over the summer. We'll switch over to from the blue. Geez, I don't know. Do I work here? Can I learn to talk? So on the Blue Frame production truck, we'll move over to YouTube. And so you'll see the YouTube schedule probably sometime in July. We've got web developers. And Phil, check this out. We're going to have a Tiger Sports Live app for your smartphones and all your devices. So we'll have that probably in August. That'll come up. You'll be able to download that. And I do think that's going to be a one-time fee of about $2.99 because app development's not cheap.
Yeah, nothing is anymore. Am I
No.
right? Looks like Kahneman's going to come in for his 5th inning of work here, as the Tigers will bring to the plate Xander Zeiter, Landon Smith, and Will Fitzenreiter.
Number 12, Xander Zeiter.
So Kahneman, not too crazy on the pitch count, has done a nice job here in the last couple innings to kind of keep the Tigers at bay. Zeiter, the leadoff hitter, he'll take a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Here's the pitch to Zeiter, breaking ball, leaves it high. The count here to Zeiter. Hitter's count. He takes a swing at one, misses it and fouls it back out of play. 2-1 now the count to Zeiter. Zeiter, outfielder's choice and a walk. Here's the pitch to Zeiter. Zeiter lines a line drive back up the middle for a base hit, and Zeiter does a nice job of helping himself out, and he gets a base hit right up the middle to lead off the game, or to lead off the inning for the Tigers. And now back-to-back innings, or excuse me, last 2 of the last 3 innings, the Tigers have had a leadoff hitter on. And Landon Smith will come on to play, or come up to the plate now. He is walked and grounded out into a fielder's choice in his 2 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Fastball called strike 1 across the plate for strike 1. Here's the pitch to Smith. That's a nice piece of hitting there. That one's going to drop for a base hit off the end of the bat. Zeiter round second base. He'll get the stop sign and hold it too. And nothing doing there, but a great piece of hitting from Landon Smith. And now back-to-back singles for the Tigers against Kahneman. And this could be the pitching change, Cap, as the Tigers once again find 2 guys on in an inning, and we'll see if they can bring them around.
And here comes the pitching change.
Looks like number 27, Bryce Bolger, is going to come in.
Nope, third baseman's going to move over to pitcher, and then they'll bring in a third baseman.
So Bryce Bolger is going to come in to play third base as the designated hitter. So he will now move to the infield. Brady Kahneman, the third baseman, will go to the mound, and Corey Kahneman will sit. I don't know if he will.
They're
he's going to
bringing in the left. He's going to go to left.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Bryce Bolger, who's had, who's been designated hitting for by Quentin Eisel, will go to the field. So this eliminates Quentin Eisel now, and Bryce Bolger will play the field and hit out of that 4 spot. So seems a little bit more confusing than what it actually is.
They just move people around
here. Yeah, they're just moving people around.
Hey, one of the things, Phil, we kind of mentioned to it, we're going to, we lost the GOAT fan this year, and it was kind of personal to me because, Phil, there's a lot of days I just want to chuck this whole thing, and, you get the one person complain and whatever, and it gets long. We're at just about our almost 300th season, our 300th broadcast this season overall, and it was always cool to know Kent Michael Spiess was out there, the Kent Dog. So, one of the things we're going to do when we come back in the fall, our Tiger Sports Live logo is going to have a 51 on it with wings, and that was Kent's number in football. And we're going to come out with the Kent Dog Award, the dog, who's the big dog of the game. And that's going to be our Player of the Game award next year for all our sports that we do, and that'll be in his memory. And so appreciate everything that people have done in his name to Tiger Sports Live. That money will go to school scholarships for students that take on broadcasting or communications, and will be used for things to allow students to be using our facilities uptown in Liberty Center. So a lot of love, Kent Dog. I'm still going to say goodnight to you every time we broadcast. And
he always used to send me some messages while we were up here.
Kent Dog listening.
He always knew he always knew he was. He always knew he was listening.
The greatest of all time.
So, back to action here at B.A. Miller Field. We have a new pitcher in. It's Brady Kahneman now. Will Fitzenreiter at the plate with runners on first and second. He's going to look to bunt. He gets a great bunt down the first base line, but it takes that lip bounce, and it rolls foul.
Good thing, because they wouldn't have got anybody.
So Fitzenreiter will step back in. What a great bunt again there from Fitzenreiter. Just a bad bounce. And that takes the count to 0-1. Now the first baseman way in now for Evergreen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fitzenreiter squares the bunt. Fouled off there. So that takes the count to 0-2. So here comes the infielder way in again. And a breaking ball in the dirt. Takes the count to 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fitzenreiter, 0-2, just off the plate. 2-2 goes the count. A really close one there on 1-2, and Fitzenreiter stays alive. 2-2 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Tigers looking to cut into that 5-2 Viking lead. Kahneman now will set. He'll check the runner at second base. Here's the pitch. Fitzenreiter just stays alive, fouls it back out of play. There was one of them in there, too. 2-2 goes the count here to Fitzenreiter. He awaits the pitch from Kahneman. He deals curveball way inside. And that will take it to full count now for Will Fitzenreiter, who's had drawn himself a pretty solid at-bat here against Kahneman. Fitzenreiter's the first batter that Kahneman's faced, and he's already thrown about 7 pitches, Cap. So base hit could score a run. Kahneman now will set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And strike 3 as Kahneman threw the fastball by him for out number 1.
Now batting number 18, Ethan Gray.
Here's the bunt. Gray down the first base line. Foul ball. So 0-1 goes the count. Runners remain. We'll go back to first and second. So 0-1 the count to Gray. Vikings defense playing that bunt. First baseman way in. Smith off the bag at first. Here's the curveball. Left it high. 1-1 the count now to Ethan Gray, the left fielder for the Tigers. Gray has struck out twice, once looking and once swinging. Gray swings at that one, pops it up out of play.
He wanted that one back.
So this will take the count to 1-2 on Gray, the left fielder. Landon Cruz standing in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch to Gray, left it outside, 2-2 now the count. So Gray battling here. Bottom of the fifth inning, Evergreen still leads at 5-2. Tigers have stranded 9 base runners here so far. 2 more on. Swing and a miss for Gray and a strikeout for Kahneman. 2 in a row here, and now 2 outs here in the inning.
As you said, Phil, Liberty Center so far stranded 9 runners, 9 base runners in this game. They need, with 2 outs here, the number 1 batter Cruz is up, and they need something in this inning, Phil.
Yeah, this is a big inning here as the Tigers have just not been able to move guys over to get him across. Cruz takes the first pitch for strike 1. Landon Cruz has 2 walks today and a unassisted out by the first baseman. I think that was the line drive that was caught and then dropped. So Kahneman will check the runner. Here's the pitch. Line drive from Cruz. It's up in the air, though, shading right. And Robertson will come over from the center field spot and make the catch.
11 runners stranded, Phil. I think with Liberty Center gets to the end of this game, regardless of win or lose, they're going to have to talk about just not being able to capitalize on runners in scoring position. Of the 11, probably 8 were in scoring position.
Looks like we're going to get a defensive substitution here for the Tigers. It looks like Mason Talent, the freshman, coming in to play third base. I believe that's who that is.
I can't see.
Looks like him.
Yeah, it does.
Do you have the whole lineup over here? That's got to be him. Maybe it's not. Well, he's not even on the... Oh, there he is, wearing number 10. Okay. So, yes, that is Mason Talent, the new third baseman for the Tigers. He'll check in for Will Fitzenreiter.
Really? I isn't... Number 10 isn't Braden Vickers?
He is not dressed, so I'm assuming that they moved him up because I didn't see Vickers.
I thought on mine he was number 10.
He was, but he is not dressed now, so maybe Mason...
Mason was 22.
Crossed.
Yep.
Now batting number 2, Hunter Vaculik.
Vaculik.
Insurance with a full line of quality insurance products since 1933. Evergreen coming up, Bruce, in the 6th inning. Hunter Vaculik,
So it'll be Hunter Vaculik, John Herdman, and Sean Rafferty to come up to the plate for the Vikings. Hunter Vaculik is grounded out to the first baseman and popped out in his 2 at-bats. I think that'd be 6th or maybe the ground out to the shortstop, excuse me.
Liberty Center now 11 runners stranded in this game. Incredible amount.
Zider now, first pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman, Cruz. He'll play the hop, throw over, and a low throw, unable to be scooped there by Smith. And Hunter Vaculik will reach on an error.
Landon Cruz wanted that one back. Knew it as soon as he threw it.
Now batting number 9, John Herdman.
Likely bunt situation for Evergreen. Herdman coming up to the plate. Herdman with a strikeout.
And the infielders will come in here. Is probably you're going to see a bunt. Evergreen looking to put that one more run up on the board here in the top of the 6th.
Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Thought about the bunt, pulls it back. Strike 1 called on the outside corner.
Rafferty on deck for Evergreen. Medium-sized lead at first.
Here's the pitch. Wild pitch from Zider. Gets away from Weaver. And Vaculik will move over to second base.
Yep, I still think you could bunt here. Be a tough play for the Tigers with the shortstop covering the bag at second. That's going to have to be a play made by the catcher or the pitcher there. So anything bunted down the third base line would be a good chance.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see the bunt here to see if Evergreen can maybe get an insurance run. Here comes the bunt. Gets it down right back to the pitcher. Weaver's going to field it. Throw to first base for the out. So a sacrifice fielder's choice, I guess, if you will,
Yep.
on the bunt from Herdman. And that'll bring up Sean Rafferty, who has walked and scored a run and singled as well from the 9 spot. So, Cap, he's been very productive from the 9 spot.
Yeah, he started a lot of these rallies. I know in the when they put up the 3 spot in the third, he started that, I think, with a walk, wasn't it?
Yes, that was correct. So he has 1 out now here in the frame. Infielders way in. High leg kick from Zider. Here's the delivery. Ball 1. Missed low on the fastball.
Landon Cruz is up there on the grass for the pitcher's mound.
Looked like maybe he was playing a bunt there.
I think they're looking to stop this run. I think they understand how important this next run is to go up 4. So the infield way in, trying to prevent that run from scoring on anything hit to the infield.
That pitch was wide. Takes the count to 2-0. Evergreen will have the top of the order coming up, and Lane Vance has been on base all 3 times tonight.
5-2, Evergreen leads it, top of the 6th inning.
Here's Zider on the 2-0 pitch.
And a ball hit well.
That one's hit to the left fielder, Gray. He'll camp under it. He'll get the out, and that is going to score a run and another sacrifice for the Vikings as Sean Rafferty continues to have a great game. And a 9-hitter doing his job, and he is going to score the run, which is Vakulik, who reached on the, what in the world? The error.
Yep.
So
The
he
error
comes
throw
around
by
to score
Yep.
by Cruz, yep. So 2 outs here in the inning as Rafferty flies out to Gray. Gray with his 3rd put out of the game, but that will bring up Lane Vance, who has 2 doubles, a single, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. First pitch to him misses high and away, or high and inside for 1-0.
Yeah, Vance hit the 350 marker out there on a bounce in the first inning.
Lane Vance has had a great day from the leadoff spot. That one takes a curveball, just missed it low. 2-0 goes the count.
And like I said, we haven't seen a lot of strikeouts by either team. I mean, you got Aiden Talent 3 for 3. You got Vance 3 for 3. You know, you've got the number 9 hitter is 2 for 3 with probably 2 RBIs.
He is 1 for 2 because he had that walk with an RBI and a run scored. Very, very productive.
Yeah, and I think I looked down here. He's batting like 170 something, 180 something out of that 9 spot. So great day for him.
And he will draw the walk. So his OBP will continue to move up. So with 2 outs, Vance doesn't get anything to hit, and that'll bring up Colton Robertson, who has grounded into a fielder's choice, singled and scored a run, and flew out pop-up foul territory to Zach Weaver in his last at-bat. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Evergreen leads at 6-2. They've gotten a run in every inning except for the 2nd and the 5th. Here comes the pitch from Zider. Fouled back out of play. 1-0 goes the count. Or, 0-1 goes the count. So Zider ahead in the count, 0-1. Here comes the pitch to Robertson. Runner on the move, nobody there to hold him, and he's going to get a easy stolen base. And Vance continues to stuff the stat sheet.
Stuff the stat sheet. That's a tough one.
You see, I had to slow down and restart.
That's a young man phrase. Just saying.
So Robertson awaits the 0-2. Curveball. Down the first base line. They're going to say it hit off his foot, I believe, or maybe off the home plate. So foul ball called right away. 0-2 stays the count.
Isn't the black on the front of the plate is fair?
Unless that rule's changed, yes. I don't know how many rule changes they had. You know, they do it all the time now, so it's hard to. Here comes the 0-2 from Zider. Fastball outside corner called. Strike 3. And that is how the inning will come to an end as Zider gets the strikeout. But the Vikings get another big run on the sacrifice fly, and that will take it 6-2 as the Tigers come up to bat here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, the Tigers need absolutely have to. They don't need it all in one inning, but they need to chip away at it here.
Should be 2-3-4 coming up for the Tigers. Aiden Talent, Brooks Bainfelt, and Landon Amstutz due up for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th.
Hey, and as we get ready to enter our summer season, follow us on Facebook for all the updates, social media, whatever. And again, keep track of the schedule and a lot of things going on our YouTube channel as we're building our archives and setting our schedules up. Boom Boom Ballman put up some really cool graphics. You should go look at them, Phil. Little place cards, the assistance of some of the stuff. Somebody else subscribe? Wow, we got a lot of subscribers. So, yep, keep that. That helps us. That helps the channel itself, and you guys benefit from that. So, keep track of things. Keep track of Tiger Sports Live over the summer. A lot of cool things happening, and we'll keep you posted as best as we can. Boom Boom's gonna.
So here come the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th. This Talent will lead it off.
Whew. A little juice on that one.
So first pitch to Talent, misses, ball 1. Talent again stays hot, and he's going to go 4 for 4. Another single from Aiden Talent.
You can't let Vance outdo him.
I was going to say, Lane Vance is 3 for 3, and he is 4 for 4. So Aiden Talent has really responded here tonight with 4 hits. He has been on base all 4 times, and he's also scored a run. So a great day for Aiden Talent, and Brooks Bainfelt will stand in. He's reached on an error, struck out, and popped up to the shortstop. Here's the first pitch. Bainfeld swing and a line drive into left field for a base hit.
Yep. We said you got to chip away at it, so you're going to script it. This is what you're going to script.
If you're Coach LaPlante, you said in the huddle, hey, let's get half of it. Let's get half of it here. Let's cut it in half, and let's figure out the rest when we go. But
yeah, and that's the thing. You don't need it all, but you need some.
The Tigers, we've seen them do this now in 3 consecutive innings, Cap. Get the first 2 guys on and then kind of sputter out. We'll see what happens here as Landon Amstutz will step in, who has an RBI single, a line out to the center fielder, and a ground out to fielder's choice. Here's a ground out to the shortstop, Vance. He'll flip over to second for 1, 2, the relays, out at first. So a big double play for Evergreen, and Talent will stay at third, but a huge defensive play there for the Vikings who get the double play, and a big answer there from Vance, who's had a couple of tough plays defensively. Really made a nice one there to turn the double play. So Zach Weaver will stand in with Talent at third base. 2 outs here in the 6th. First pitch, curveball, swing, fouled straight back.
Weaver with that double. I think it was in the 4th or 3rd inning. Bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the 4th. Up high, way up high, that fastball.
Weaver was able to lay off. 1-1 goes the count. Breaking ball down in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1 now for the catcher, Zach Weaver. Weaver has a double today and a fly out to the left fielder, and he's also reached on an error. Misses in the dirt there on the 2-1. Now 3-1 goes the count.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give him anything good to hit here with 3-1 and.
And a 3-1 pitch misses inside, and Zach Weaver will draw the walk.
Now batting number 12, Xander Zyder.
The Lady Rams are up 1-0 in the bottom of the third, taking on the Swanton Lady Bulldogs over in Holland. The winner will face Oak Harbor in the girls' district final.
Zider will stand in. Zider with a single, a walk, and a out on a fielder's choice. Took a big rip at that one, fouled it straight back. 0-1 the count.
Thanks to Keith Brown and Tenora Rams Live over there, keeping us updated on the district semifinal.
Here's the pitch. Zider. Ground ball back to the plate. Kahneman recovers, and he fires for the out at first base. And that is how the sixth inning will come to an end as the Viking defense stands strong there in the inning after two singles. And they get the end of the they get to the end of the inning there, and we're going to go to the top of the seventh here as it appears. Vikings lead it 6-2 after six innings of play. Kahneman with a nice play there. A short hop there to got it off the glove. Didn't rush the throw. Didn't rush the process. Was able to make a good throw over there to the first baseman for the out.
Yeah, that was key. He didn't panic. He knew that the ball came back pretty crisp to him, so he knew he had time, and he took it and made the out. And, like I said, Liberty Center is going to look back at this game and say, man, we had our chances. They had runners in scoring position. They had runners on base. How many innings have they had the first two batters on and just not able to capitalize? So
Did we leave two on there too?
one because of the double play. But they had two runners on.
No, Weaver had to have gotten on.
Oh, yeah, you're
Weaver
right.
had to
Two
have been
more.
on
So
too,
13.
Yep. Two more runners stranded there. For the
13
Tigers in
runners
that inning.
stranded.
So coming to the plate for the Vikings should be the 3-4-5 hitters. It'll be Blade Walker, Bryce Bolger, and Brady Kahneman.
And Coach LaPlante's out there giving the umpires some updates, but I don't see.
Looks like Talent will stay in at third base. For
Is
the
Ethan
Tigers.
Gray not in left field? That doesn't look
No,
like
that's
Ethan Gray.
That's Ethan.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Bainfield's still in right. Talent's in center.
Maybe just picking his brain about something.
Maybe. It's like, hey, we're going to plan on scoring 5 runs in the bottom of this inning. Could you,
Postpone your dinner.
yeah. We don't want you to rush having dinner.
So here's the first pitch of the inning from Zider. Starts it with a ball low. 1-0 to Bolger. Or Blade Walker, excuse me. He has a sacrifice fly today, a double and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Zider. Breaking ball. That one hits off the end of the bat. Soft pop up to the second baseman, Landon Cruz, who camps under it for the out.
Now batting number 27, Bryce.
And that'll bring up Bryce Bolger, who's had a decent day at the plate. He's had a strikeout, a double, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Tigers are going to have Landon Smith, Mason Talent, and Ethan Gray due up in the bottom of the seventh. Zider's pitch there, swing and a miss from Bolger. I believe Bryce struck out in his last at bat. Zider ahead now, 0-1 in the count. Fastball, strike called on the outside corner, takes the count to 0-2. I don't know if Xander's given up an earned run. I think the run he gave up last one was on the error.
Yep.
So 0-2 here, the count. Here's the pitch for Bolger. Swing and a miss. A good breaking ball from Zider and a strikeout for out number 2 here in the inning. And that'll bring up Brady Kahneman. I believe Patrick Henry plays tomorrow night for the boys.
Yep. Yes, they do.
So Zider now facing Kahneman. Brady Kahneman, the third baseman, now pitcher. First pitch, left it high, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch now from Zeiter, the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Kahneman. 1-1 now the count. It'll be Corey Kahneman on deck for the Vikings. 2 outs here in the inning in the 7th. 1-1 the count now. Zeiter's pitch, low breaking ball. That'll take the count to 2-1 now. So 2-1 here now the count. Zeiter will set with 2 outs. Here's the pitch now to Kahneman. Swing, ground ball right back up the middle past Zeiter. Stutz is going to have a chance at it, but unable to glove it and throw it over. And an infield single for Brady Kahneman. And that'll bring up Corey Kahneman.
Now batting number 10, Corey Kahneman.
So Zeiter tried to make a play on it, but it went underneath the glove. Amstutz tried to also make a play on it, but was unable to field it cleanly. Not sure he would have had a play anyway, but nevertheless, looks like we're going to get a pinch runner over at first base, and that's going to be Ryder Hudick. So Kahneman on the day has grounded into a 4.63. He's grounded out to the third baseman, and he's also struck out today. So tough day at the plate for Kahneman, but he did a good job on the mound after that first inning. He really settled in and threw well.
Well, and we talked about that outside pitch not getting called, and he was able to make that adjustment and got quite a few calls on that outside corner then.
Here's the pitch from Zeiter. Inside, missed it. 1-0 the count to Kahneman.
Kahneman 0 for 3 today.
Strikeout and 2 ground outs.
Yep.
Zeiter will come set. He'll check the runner. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Didn't get the call there. 2-0 goes the count.
Xander wanted that. Didn't get it.
Pitch there from Zeiter. That one fouled out of play. Takes the count to 2-1. Zeiter now again, the 2-1 pitch. Runner going. This one gets away from Weaver. But Hudick will stay at second base, and the count goes to 3-1 now to Kahneman.
For Evergreen, runner at second. Now 3-1 with 2 out and the runner at second.
Here's the pitch from Zeiter, the 3-1. Swing and a miss from Kahneman. We'll take the count to full count.
Out of the inning, so the Tigers can bat in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 pitch.
Here's the 3-2. Kahneman fouls it out of play. That was a tough pitch there. Zeiter painted the low outside corner. Kahneman was able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
Evergreen with 6 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. Liberty Center 2 run, 9 hits on 2 errors.
There's the 3-2 from Zeiter. That one in the dirt gets away from Weaver.
Moves up to third, and he will hold there. So first and third for Evergreen.
So now first and third.
Now batting number 2, Hunter.
And that'll bring up number 2, Hunter Vakulik, who has grounded out to the shortstop, reached on an error, and popped out. So first and third here for the Tigers with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, trying to get to the home stretch of the 7th to see if they can rally for a win.
Vakulik 0 for 3.
Vakulik with 7 RBIs on the year. And Zeiter will step off.
So Zeiter will step off. He'll go back to the mound. He gets the sign. Comes set. There's the pitch.
Down low, gets away.
That one gets away from Weaver.
Will score.
And a run will score on the pass ball or wild pitch. Takes the count to 1-0. And Evergreen now leads 7-2. So Evergreen leads at 7-2, 1-0 the count here in the top of the 7th inning to the 7-hitter Hunter Vakulik. Zider will set, checks the runner. There's the pitch. Down low, 2-0 the count. 2-0 the count now to Vakulik. Vakulik.
Yep. Friends with his dad.
That's a heck of a name. There's the pitch from Zider. Ground ball over to the second baseman, Cruz. Gets there in the hole. Throw over to first base to Smith, and a great pick by Landon Smith. That's a tough play from Cruz. He had a long, long way to go to get to be able to cut that ball off in the first and second base hole there. He was able to get there, had to make a quick throw to the bag, and was able to get him. Great play by Smith, and that's how the inning will come to an end as Evergreen gets another run here in the 7th, and they lead it 7-2.
Hey, once again, this is our last broadcast for the 23-24 sports season here in Liberty Center, and we thank a lot of people, Athletic Director Caleb Pullman, the school for being very accommodating with us. We'll even thank Randy Roberts for I don't know what, but he's here, so trying to score some points. But Phil, thank you.
He was an emergency scorekeeper for.
That's right. That's right. We had.
Hey, for one batter, but we wouldn't have had one without you. So hey, take your credit where it's due.
But Boom Boom Ballman, all the time he spends with us, Phil, all the time that you've put in this year, and a lot of people behind the scenes that get no mention, no credit.
I tell you what,
we can't do it without you guys, and it's very appreciative. So
broadcasting with you guys is just plain old-fashioned fun. You'd have to pay me not to come here. If that makes you feel any better.
You could pay me.
I can pay you to show up. No, but seriously, guys, if you want to help out this cause,
Yep.
you know, obviously we continue to grow. As you've known, we grew a little bit over football. I had some new guys in football. Had some new guys in basketball. Still continuing to grow this whole thing, well, and we never know how big it can get.
And here's what's cool. We've got for soccer and for junior high football junior high football. We've got past students coming back now and wanting to be part of this. So we're gonna have a full crew in the fall, and we'll have some new people involved too, as well as some of the old people back. You didn't know you can be old people, Phil.
Yeah.
You are getting.
I'm getting to be one of the older guys
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm not old. I'm a vet. I'm seasoned.
That's right. Let's just say that.
So Smith pops out to the right fielder on the first pitch of the at-bat. Brings up one out of the inning. Mason Talent will stand in the plate. You know, Coach LaPlante talked about Mason. He said he had a great season. JV hit the ball very well. Was able to play some infield and did a nice job on the mound for the Tigers as well this year. Second pitch to Talent. Missed it high and away. 1-1 goes the count now.
Yeah, the future of sports at Liberty Center is bright. I mean, that freshman group right now, and plus the junior high, and we've got some very talented kids coming back. And
Talent rips at that one.
Gonna be fun, Phil.
Little late.
Gonna be
that.
fun.
Takes the count to 1-2. Yes, absolutely will be.
You know, the person I have to thank the most for all this is my wife for putting up with me not being home since August.
You ain't lying. She doesn't want you there. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. Her patience. My wife, Lynn, she has put up with a lot this year. A lot of moaning and groaning and picking and grinning. And Caleb Pullman and I, his wife, got to thank her. We live at the stadium in the fall. You know, that's the joke, Caleb, but who's taking a nap in his office.
Who's paying rent this month and who's not. Curveball just missed outside. Good eye there by Talent. 2-2 goes the count.
But our wives have put up with a lot this year, and we thank them both.
Here's the 2-2 to Talent. Fouls another one off, so a nice at-bat here by Talent. Battling up there at the plate. So winner of this game will play Lake High School. Here's the pitch to Talent. That one misses low, and 3-2 goes the count to Mason Talent. 3-2 here the count to Talent. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers trying to battle back. That one strike 3 called in there for the second out of the inning. As Talent strikes out. And it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter situation here for the Tigers as number 21 Max Perry, the freshman, will come in. Landon Cruz is on the on-deck circle. He will hit if Perry's able to get aboard. 13 runners left on base for the Tigers has really kind of been the story.
Yep.
The pitching has been pretty solid. But, give some credit to Evergreen. They scored runs in 5 out of the 7 innings.
They have hit the
capitalized when
ball.
they needed to.
I
Absolutely.
mean, Evergreen, I can get you the number of hits, but they have hit the ball, and when they didn't get a hit, they've still hit the ball very hard.
First pitch to Perry, misses low and away. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, here's an interesting stat. If the score bot is right, they have 7 runs on 7 hits. Liberty Center has actually out-hit Evergreen. Liberty Center 2 runs on 9 hits.
Here's the pitch to Perry. Perry looks at a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Well, you got to think too. Next year you're going to get Crine Brink for the whole season. You're going to have some, freshmen that have played some varsity time and some young guys that have played varsity time. So, curveball taking just low. 2-2 the count to Perry.
Well, and at this point of the season, Phil, some of the kids, they're not freshmen anymore. They've played 18 games, 17 games.
So Perry will draw a full count as well. So last strike here for the Tigers. Here's the 3-2, strike 3 call.
Oh.
And that is how the ball game will come to an end.
Evergreen 7, Liberty Center 2. Evergreen will move on to play.
So a little bit about, we talked about the number of games. Here's one of the things that's kind of cool as the Liberty Center Tiger season comes to an end with a loss to the Evergreen Vikings. They'll move in the tournament, but 18 games played for the Tigers, now 19 games. Amstutz played all of them. Bainfeld played all of them. Cruz played all of them, and Aiden Talent. Zach Weaver, 17 of the 19 games. And
Always a pleasure.
so,
Take it easy.
a lot of innings played. Plate appearances. Landon Cruz, 73 plate appearances this year. Landon Amstutz, Aiden Talent, 72. Bainfeld, 65. Weaver, 64. So,
You talk about this team, though. You talk about the talent coming back. You got some freshmen that are going to come back. Perry, Gray, Talent saw some time today, obviously. But, you're going to get some guys back like Mason Smith, who's been around. Xander Zeider's going to be, he's been around as well. They've been around this program. So, you're losing a lot of seniors. And, my hat's off to those young men. Landon Cruz, Landon Amstutz, Brooks Bainfeld, Aiden Talent, Eli Borselman. Am I forgetting anybody? Zach Weaver.
Yep, I knew that.
Thank you to all those gentlemen who have put 4 years into this program and, really just gave everything they had to this program. It's tough to come in and have a new coach and really bear down and want to learn, and those kids did that this year. And, they played well down the stretch, just unfortunately unable to get enough runners home across the plate tonight to be able to pull out a win.
Yeah, that really is it right there in a nutshell, Phil. 13 runners stranded, and probably those 13, at least 9 were in scoring position. So Liberty Center was able to hit the ball, but Evergreen just made the plays. Like I said, they had 7 runs on 7 hits, and Vance had a very good night for the Vikings.
He had 2 doubles, a single, 2 runs scored, an RBI, a stolen base, and a walk.
Well, and then you have to talk about Aiden Talent, 4 for 4, 4 singles.
And a run scored.
Some of them coming at a very timely thing. I think he 4 very solid hits for Aiden Talent. In
he did his job every time. I mean, when you talk about a guy to lead off an inning, I think he had 2 of those 4 hits were to lead off an inning. So, You know, the Tigers had a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities,
Yep.
and this is one of those things. Baseball is a funny game. It's a game of bounces. It's a game of inches, and you have a lot to build on here if you're Coach LaPlante. Like I said, you're going to get T-Lay coming back from health. There's a lot of bright spots to this team. Guys, I cannot believe that we are officially done for
We
the
are
2023 season. Move 2023/24. You know, we're going to take a summer a little bit to enjoy ourselves, Cap. Go on vacation.
I'm taking
I don't want to
off.
hear from you for 2 weeks,
Brother,
bro.
I'm going Sunday. Don't call me.
Boom, boom. I hope you finish up the rest of your school year on a great note, man. And,
Boom, boom. How many days you got left? Like 3 or 4?
7, 8.
Oh, that's
9?
right. You're a freshman, so
Oh, yeah, you got to go the whole
we have
thing,
him
Don,
for
so.
we have him for 3 more years. You can believe that? And then he's taking over.
Yeah, shout out to my dad, too. I'm sure he's watching. Uncle Bruce, if you're out there watching, shout out my parents. Love you guys' support. It's great that I can still be 31 years old and still get the support from the people that
We
that
still
do
get
the
to
things that I
play.
love. So
Yeah. So
very blessed to have the support system.
all right,
that
we think
do,
we
so.
got one more update. It is now in the bottom of the 5th. The Tenora Lady Rams won. The Lady Bulldogs of Swanton 0. So Swanton hanging in there, and they're playing the.
Taylor Forrest is a great pitcher for Swan, so I'm sure it's the Forrest-Zolman duel.
Oh,
over there.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
that's
it's great
every
pitching
bit of
duel.
what you paid for.
And
for
they're
that one.
they're playing for the right to take on the Lady Rockets of Oak Harbor, number 2 ranked in the state. Tenora, I think, is fourth ranked. So Swanton representing the NWOAL and doing a good job of that. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the final time in the 2023-24 season from Tiger Sports Live. We appreciate all you guys. For Phil Snow and Cole Boom Boom Bauman.
Been a pleasure.
That's going to
Boom Boom.
stick, Boom Boom, for the rest of your life. You're going to be knowing that. Your children are going to say, my dad was called Boom Boom in high school.
Uncle Boom Boom.
Uncle Boom Boom. I'm Mark the Captain Bly, and Liberty Center goes down 7-2 here in the tournament time, and that'll end the season for them. It'll end the season for